Harry will not want to upset Granny Duke mindful of Queen after tough year. Prince Harry will not want to upset his grandmother with the upcoming publication of his memoir, as he is mindful that it's been a tumultuous few years for the Queen, which included the loss of her husband, according to a royal expert. Later this year, the Duke of Sussex, 37, will release a memoir that its publisher has described as intimate and heartfelt. According to Penguin Random House, Harry will share, for the very first time, the definitive account of the experiences, adventures, losses, and life lessons that have helped shape him. In a statement announcing the project, Harry said, "I'm writing this not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become." He added, "I've worn many hats over the years, both literally and figuratively, and my hope is that in telling my story, the highs and lows, the mistakes, the lessons learned, I can help show that no matter where we come from, we have more in common than we think." There has been speculation that the publication of such a book could see the Duke make further claims about his time as a royal. As such, The Telegraph's associate editor Camilla Tominey claims the project is a delicate one. The royal correspondent adds, "On one hand, Harry reserves the right to write up his life story in any way that he sees fit. It is interesting, and it's probably the strongest shot across the bows that we've had throughout the whole of the so-called Megxit saga, with this briefing that we were given some weeks ago suggesting that the Queen's lawyers would be poring over every line." She goes on to claim that such a briefing was a message to America to say, don't think you can just write anything that you like, as you said at Oprah Winfrey, without being challenged on it, without offering a right of reply. She adds that Harry would have to be very, very careful that the book is legally sound when it comes to being published. As such, this could change the way the book is written, she claims, as the title could be more tepid than we anticipated, but this is a feat that remains to be seen. However, she also notes that Penguin Random House signed the deal with the Duke for a tell-all piece, and will want to see something that follows such a brief delivered in the copy. As a result, she adds, it could make for uncomfortable reading for the royal family. Camilla goes on to add that the Platinum Jubilee hopes to celebrate the monarch and the royal family as a whole and bring with it a wave of popularity. She claims that if the Jubilee is as successful as the one in 2012, it could overshadow anything on the sidelines. However, she adds, the cynic in me would suggest that's overly optimistic, because if Prince Harry decides to drop a load of bombshells in his autobiography in autumn, they're legally safe, so he's able to publish them without too much of a pushback, and let's face it, he's party to extremely intimate details about the royals behind palace gates, then arguably the palace can't do much to stop him, and it's going to generate a huge amount of press coverage. She claims that the public could see the royal family craft a reply similar to the one seen in the aftermath of the Sussexes' Oprah Winfrey interview if Harry suddenly drops a load of grenades on Buckingham Palace. However, she adds that the Duke will be mindful of not causing too much upset to Granny, who turns 96 next month. She adds this is because the last few years for the monarch have been pretty tumultuous, including the loss of her beloved husband and the Sussexes' step away from the firm. Harry and Meghan quit as senior royals in 2020 and headed to the US, where they've carved a new path for themselves away from royal life. In March last year, the couple sat down for an interview with US chat show host Oprah Winfrey, where they made a series of seismic claims about their time as members of the firm. Since moving across the pond, Harry has returned to British soil on 2 occasions, but never with his family in tow. The Duke returned in April 2021 to attend the funeral of his late grandfather Prince Philip, aged 99. He also returned in July to unveil a commemorative statue of his mother Diana, Princess of Wales, alongside his older brother William. About their time as members of the firm. Since moving across the pond, Harry has returned to British soil on 2 occasions but never with his family in tow. The Duke returned in April 2021 to attend the funeral of his late grandfather Prince Philip, aged 99. He also returned in July to unveil a commemorative statue of his mother Diana, Princess of Wales, alongside his older brother William.